Blessings, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for joining me for this free practice for September. It's going to be super restorative. It's all levels. I have Sam and Fritz here joining me for now. We'll see if they stay or if they get in the way. It won't be as relaxing here because of these guys, but it's all right. Some props that you might like to have are blankets, a bolster, maybe some blocks, and then possibly a strap. And if you don't have any of these things, don't worry about it. It is perfectly okay. Or if you don't have the exact yoga props, that's okay too. So for example, if you don't have a strap, if you have a tie or a rope or a belt, something like that, you can grab that. Or if you don't have a bolster, you could use a pillow. Just anything around your house. We don't need that toy. All right, so we are going to start out today in a comfortable seat of your choice. So however you would like to get into position is perfectly okay. And if you'd like to make it a little bit more restorative and just gentle, you can come to sit on a bolster or a blanket, anything that will raise your, oh, I'm sorry, Sam, did I not put your blanket out? I have two blankets and one of these is Sam. There you go, Sam. There you go. Hey, hey, hey. This is not a porno. Go on with that. Go on. You too. Stop it. Get out of my face with your wiener mouth. All right. I apologize about that, but here we go. So I'm going to come sit on a blanket, and it's just folded, not super high. Again, you could use a bolster, you could use a pillow. You don't have to sit on anything at all. All right, so let's go ahead and just settle in. You may be coming again from a crazy day. I know my day has been crazy. It's been long. My week has been long. So I'm going to take a moment just to let all of that go and focus on the present, the here and the now. So once you're in your comfortable seat, you can just let your hands rest wherever feels natural to you, wherever it feels good to you. Palms can be up or down, doesn't really matter. And if it feels safe, you can also close down the eyes or just soften your gaze and then just really settle into your body. Take this moment to really feel the inhales and the exhales. And as you breathe, don't just breathe into your chest. Really bring that air down into your belly. Let your belly expand and then let it retract as you breathe out. So nice, big, deep belly breaths. And as you exhale, you can sigh it out. You can exhale through your nose, just through your mouth, whatever feels, again, natural to you. Listen to your body. I'm just here to guide you and to give you some options. Let go of any thoughts of today and anything that's occurred, or if you're doing this practice at the beginning of the day, maybe let go of any items on your to-do list that you might be anxious about or feeling any sort of way about. All right, let's take one more big inhale together. And then exhale, let it go. All right, when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes if they are closed. And we're going to just kind of warm up the neck, get some movement in it. So Imagine that you have a little marker on the end of your nose, and we're going to start drawing little circles. We're going to start really small. So start going one way, making little tiny circles. So not a big movement here. And then as you do a few more, just gradually let that circle get bigger. Imagine that you're drawing that circle with that marker on your nose, and you're just getting bigger and bigger, almost like a ripple in the water. As it just, we're going to start small and just expand it out. The main reason that I am describing it that way is so that you're not, everyone knows how to do. Well, I shouldn't say everyone knows how to do a neck circle, but a lot of people do. And when they do it, they're throwing their head all around. And that's really, you want to be sensitive with your neck. So these slower, more controlled movements are going to be a lot better for the health of your neck. We're going one way. And then once your circle gets larger, so about the size of like a big dinner plate, go ahead and reverse the circle. Start large, and then go and start to move in to that tiny, tiny little dot there. And then eventually you'll come into stillness. So, all right, from here, let's stretch out our legs a little bit. So we're not going to do anything off of the mat. So, well, everything is on the mat anyway because it's yoga, but we're not going to do any standing posture. So this is a very low to the ground practice. I know it's a little bit different than other ones that I've done. I'm going to remove my blanket for this next part, and I'm going to give you some options as we move into this next piece. So let me get rid of that. Now I'm going to say this before we go into this, I am very flexible. I've been doing yoga for a long time, and just the way my body is structured, I'm able to get into more flexible, bendable poses. I understand that is not true for everybody, so this is why I give these different options. So if you know what your body can do, then you can go ahead and get into the position. If you're newer, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to take you through different options that you have. So we are going to let your left leg come in. We're going to extend our right leg out. For some, this is going to be enough. This is enough for you. That is perfectly okay. Stay here. For others, we're going to move into a one-legged forward fold. So we'll want to position our hips a little bit more so we're still in the center. So before, when I just did this, I'm facing you. My hips are facing here. I'm going to just pick myself up, move my booty around, and now I'm more at a diagonal. So my hips are facing closer to this extended right leg. From here, again, you have some different options. You can use a strap, so maybe you can't reach your toes. And if you can't, that is perfectly okay. You can use a strap or a belt or a rope or just anything long like this. And you could hook your leg or hook it over your foot, and then you can just kind of guide yourself down a little bit from there. So that is one option with a prop. Another option is if you have a bolster or a pillow or something like that, you can use that to just fold over also. So choose your own adventure here. For everyone, wherever you're at, make sure you're sitting up nice and straight and tall. This foot should be active, so I'm flexing it up. On an inhale, reach up if you're not using any props. And then as you exhale, go ahead and forward fold. Now you may not touch your toe or your foot. You might just come here to the thigh. You might come to the shin. Wherever you're at, stay there. That is perfectly fine. Go to where it feels comfortable to you. Inhale, make sure your spine is nice and straight and tall. You should feel a nice stretch in that hamstring. And on the exhale, you can just release, let your head drift towards your knee. Mine can touch. If yours does not touch, that is okay. Don't worry about it touching. You might have to adjust. I know I have to adjust myself. Wherever you're at, just let go and breathe. It'll feel really good through your hamstrings, through your back body. On the leg that's extended, so this is my right leg that's extended, make sure you have a little bit of a bend and you're not locking out the leg. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. And slowly rise back up. We're gonna flip it and do the other side. So I'm gonna bring my right foot in and extend out through my left foot. You might have to make some adjustments with how you're seated, and that's fine. And we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, that one-legged forward fold. So again, make sure your foot's nice and flexed. You can turn your hips so you're facing more towards that leg and not away, because then that's going to kind of crank your lower back a little bit. You can use any props that I went over, or anything else that you have around the house that could facilitate that. Or if you don't have any props, just stay up higher. You don't have to go all the way down. And it's going to be different for each side. So we just did the right side. We're doing the left side now, and this may be completely different. We'll see if I can get my head to my knee. I don't know that I can, but we'll see. This side feels a lot tighter to me. My left side is always tighter. I don't honestly know why, because I'm right-handed. All right, inhale. Reach up towards the sky, and then exhale, go ahead and forward fold, dropping that head down, just relaxing through the back, through that leg, keep breathing. One more big inhale in. Exhale, go ahead and come back up. Go ahead and shift your hips to the front. Now we're going to bring this left foot in, but we're going to move into a cobbler's pose. So I'm going to bring my left foot in, and I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together. Knees out wide. Now, again, you may not be this flexible to where your knees are going to come down to the mat. That is okay. Don't stress about it. Don't think you can't do yoga, because it doesn't look like this. Don't focus on what the shape is. So this shape, if that's not for your body, then it's not for your body. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't stress out about it. Not everyone can get their legs like, just with their body, the way it's built. Sometimes it's not going to do that, or do certain postures, and that's okay. There's postures I can't do. So everyone's at a different stage in their yogic journey here, and that is fine. That's why we have tools that we can use. So if you have blocks, you can put them underneath your knees to help support them. If you don't have blocks, use anything around your house that you have that will bring the floor up to you. You can also, if you move your feet away from your body, that's going to be a little bit easier on your hips. Ow. Hey, excuse me. Go sit down. Here, go lay down there. Go lay down on the blanket. You're in my way. So you can move your legs out. You can move them in. Just depending on your body. Play with it and see what works for you. If you don't have blocks, if you have blankets, if you have a couple pillows, you can use anything like that. You might have to be creative, but that's okay. Wherever you're at, get into that position, keep breathing. This is a big stretch. This is going to open up your hips a lot, and we store a lot of emotions in our hips. Mostly stress and anger and rage. So if you're mad after this, you can kind of blame me. Because that happens. But while we're here and we're working on our hips to open them up, because they do get tight. All of this gets tight as we're sitting all day. If you're not active and working to open up those hips, just a lot of crap gets stored in there. So we're going to flush that out. But while we're here, you can give yourself a foot massage. Just kind of rubbing the heels, the feet. And as I say this, I know that there are people on here, on my channel, that subscribe that I probably shouldn't even call them out, but I'm going to call them out. I know they're into some foot fetish things, looking at my feet right now, and that's really, it's not for me. I'm not going to yuck your yum, but it's kind of yucky for me, honestly, to think about it. So I try not to. But you do you. I guess you're welcome. Yeah. But for anyone that's practicing and actually following along and doing the practice, then go ahead and give your feet some love. Tend to them. Nobody can see you. It's the great thing about the at-home practice. You can just rub your feet, and it's nice because you may not have somebody at home to tend to you and, give you a massage, and you kind of have to learn how to do some of these things just on your own and in your own time, which, you don't have to rely on anyone for that, and you're not looking at anyone for that, then you don't necessarily have to. The level of what you're expecting will increase when you're not just trying to settle for whatever comes along. So learn to rub your own feet. All right, so we've done that for a while. We're going to come to lie down. Let's see. I'm going to move it this way. So if you're not to the long edge of your mat, come to the long edge of your mat. Try and stay in this cobbler's pose as you lie down. See if you can. I know it can be difficult, but I like to walk my hands back and then come back on one elbow, then the other, and then eventually just kind of lower down. Oh, all the cracking in my back. So if you're not able to lay down with this cobbler's pose, just bring your feet to the mat, knees bent, and then come to lie flat on your back, or just lie on your back however it feels comfortable for you to get there. And then once you're there, you can come back into that cobbler's pose. It's just going to be a little bit of a different experience. So we'll stay here for just a moment, just taking a couple breaths. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Let's go ahead and bring our knees back together, feet on the floor. And then once you're there, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. This will help to stretch out your lower back. You can roll side to side. Just taking any movements that feel natural to you and good. All right, from here, keep your knees in towards your chest. They're gonna come out a little bit when you let go of them. And then we're gonna take our arms out to the side. So just in like you're forming a T shape. From here, we'll go ahead and we'll take our legs over towards the left. And if they don't touch the mat, that's okay. If they do, great. Really try and keep that right shoulder down, that right shoulder blade down. So you might have to come up a little bit to accomplish that. So go only as far as it feels comfortable to you. Once you're there, you can look over towards your right hand that should be outstretched. And then just breathe. Feeling a nice little twist in the back. It's good to cleanse any toxins out of the organs. One more big inhale here. And then on the exhale, go ahead and return your knees to center. We'll just take a breath here to reset. And pay attention to how both sides of your body feel. My left side feels really tight, and my right side feels more open. All right, and when you're ready, on your next exhale, we'll go ahead and let the legs fall over to the right, feeling that nice stretch. And then you can look over to your right, or your left hand. Make sure your left shoulder blade is still on the mat. This is another pose that if it's uncomfortable, if you're not able to get your knees and your legs to the floor, you can use something like a bolster or another prop to bring the floor up to you that you can rest your legs on and still get the benefits of the practice. Breathe. One more big inhale here. And exhale, let it go. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and return to center, and we're gonna let our feet go to the mat. Now, grabbing a block real quick for this next pose. We're gonna do this next pose just before we stretch out and end. Make sure your feet are firmly on the mat. And when you're ready, your arms can be at your side, just pressing down on the floor. And then from here, you can tuck the tailbone under and then slowly start to rise up until you're in a bridge pose. So I'm just lifting up one vertebrae at a time off the mat, rising up. And then I'm gonna take my chin, or my chest to my chin to the sky, looking forward. Now, if this posture is not accessible to you in your body, you can use a block, and you can just put that block underneath your sacrum, so right above my booty, kind of at my lower back, or right on my my butt cheeks are on the block. It's right at the base of my tailbone. So you can use the block and then go into a more restorative bridge pose. Or you could use, again, a pillow or just anything to bring that floor up to you. If you'd like a little bit more, just make sure you're keeping length in the spine, length in the neck. Really push up through the heels. Keep breathing. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and lower back down. Stretch one leg out. then the other. Let your feet fall open. Just let everything go. Your arms can be out, away from your body. They can be on your body. If it feels safe, you can close down the eyes. You can use any of these props that you'd like. If you'd like a bolster underneath your legs, you can put that there. If you'd like to cover up with a blanket, you have that option. So there's some different options with the tools that we have. And if you just want to lie flat on the floor, go for it. And then just breathe. Just relaxing and letting go. I'm going to go quiet for just a moment, let you relax and let go of the day and just celebrate yourself for taking this time for yourself. But I will be back shortly to guide you out of this final posture. The card I pulled for today's practice is Scarab. I think that's how you say it, Beetle Spirit. And its message is magic works through you. In ancient Egypt, the scarab beetle was revered, for the creative magic of scarab beetle spirit reminds us that we can bring forth something extraordinary seemingly out of thin air. Whenever you let your creativity flow through you, scarab beetle spirit reminds you that spirit has given you the gift of infinite potential. You have an ally as you fashion something new or repurpose the old. For spirit co-creates with you, channeling energy through you so that you feel replenished and vitalized as you make magic with what is at hand. Now is a time for great optimism, for you can accomplish anything you desire and your creative endeavors will come to fruition. Miracles, opportunities, abundance, and love will appear seemingly out of nowhere as you allow spirit to work through you and magically manifest what you need. If you are able to stay in Shavasana, stay as long as time allows. But if you need to get going with your day, then I'll start to guide you out of it. Let's not move my camera, sir. Go ahead and slowly start to deepen your breathing, your breath. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes just to wake everything back up again. When you're ready, you can place both feet on the mat, knees bent. And from there, you can roll over to your favorite side, just taking a moment in just a nice little fetal position to breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and push yourself up to a comfortable seat, bringing your head and neck up last. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to open your eyes and look at the world around you. Hopefully you found that just nice and relaxing and restorative. No flows, just nice and just to kind of decompress from last month. We're moving into a new month. We're not quite to the holiday season yet, but this would be a good one for that too. If you like this video, please make sure to like it. You can put a comment if there's any sort of videos or anything that you want to work on in the future. You can put those in the comments. I do read them. And also please subscribe if you like this channel. That way you get notified when I put out new videos on YouTube, which this is what this is going on. I do a free video every month, but I also have a Patreon channel, and that houses all of the videos I do. So every week I actually do a video, and the link for that is in my bio. So you can find it there, and you can go to that channel. It's also, if you go to Patreon, it's Shine On Yoga, and you can sign up to get access to those videos. It's $15 a month at the time I'm recording this. And then you have access to the entire library of videos. There are probably at least 50 now, since I do them every single week, and I've been doing this for almost a year now, or actually over a year now. So there are a few weeks there one did not get done, just due to life and things like that, but there is probably about a year's at least 52 videos on there now. So you will have access to all of them, and it's just kind of like the same thing as a YouTube, but different, all of the different ones. And I do different versions, so different flows. Some are more active, some are more restorative. So there's something there for everyone. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Otherwise, I will be back next month for October's free practice. It's almost October and it'll be the fall, so if I don't see you on Patreon before that, then thank you so much for watching me here on this platform, and I will actually have a good fall, because I will miss you for that if I don't see you again until October. So have a good fall equinox if you're in the US. And have a good rest of your week and month. Namaste.